Welcome to Jeffrey's Adventures. Today I went boondocking, and what I'm going to share with y'all today is pretty straightforward. I couldn't do boondocking before, so I'm going to show you guys what I did to my rig to make that happen. And now I don't need power, and I don't need anything. I have a really good setup now that I can go and do this, just camp, as you can see here. So let me show you. I'm going to bring you over to my rig here, and I'll show you all the upgrades, and then I'll insert some of my video that I filmed making this system. So what I want you to know is that I went to a dual tank system for propane and a dual battery 6-volt, and I'll go over all that while I was putting it together. So I'm going to insert that here in just a few minutes, but let me kind of give you an outline of what it looks like now that it's complete. I am going to put some covers over these propane tanks, and the propane tanks are just a little bit too forward and didn't have the right measurements, so I will be putting those on when I get back into town. I didn't want to do that, so we're going to do some boondocking today, and then we're going to go to a state park tomorrow, and that'll be a separate vlog, but I just wanted to show you this setup so I can get to this point, which is really fun. Alright, so here's what I did. I used to have just one tank, so I added the dual tank system here. The other thing I did that was very important is that I put in a dual battery system. And what I did is I used 2 6s, and I'll show you that in my video as well. And I added a kill switch, which is very, very important. And then my most important piece is, as you can see here, it's a voltmeter. And that voltmeter really helps me be able to monitor how much battery power I have. And the last thing I added, as you can see down there, is a new pipes for the gas line that gives me a quick connect, as you can see down there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do my intro right now, and I hope you enjoy this. So thanks for watching Jeffrey's Adventures. Alright guys, see you guys soon. Here's my intro. Good morning. So I'm waiting for Amazon still. Though my last part didn't show up yesterday, and it's the only thing holding me back to getting this thing done. So but I found out that I needed one other part for my Quick Connect on my hose that I want to put together. So what I ended up doing is I went to Ace Hardware. The part that I had ordered online was the right part, but it just doesn't look good. I want it to look as aesthetically pleasing as well as, you know, professionally done. That's what I'm trying to prevent here, is that unprofessional look that I've had in here. And now it's going to look great. So I went and bought some paint. I'm going to go forward with doing the A-frame maintenance. And what I mean by that is the A-frame is getting, it's hit weather. Weathering is maintenance. So all these guys in their cars, I'm not going to edit. I'll edit that out. Okay. So anyways, what I was saying was that the A-frame over the years, or a couple of years, we're in the Northwest, and the A-frame that the way that they installed this equipment when they manufactured, they used the battery rails, and I need this space. My new box is 21 inches, and this to this corner here to that corner over here is 21 inches. So I can't have this on there. This is going to be in the way. So I've got a quick disconnect that I'm going to use and take this guy out completely, clean up this wiring here, and I'm going to put all this wiring into housing, very similar to how this is done. And so there's not going to be any dangling wires when I'm finished with this project. So with that being said, there's some other things that I'm going to do. I'm going to take this guy off, and you see the rust there. And then I took off this old part that I'm not using anymore. This was a sway bar, and the ball was right here, and I took it off as well. And then what I'll do is I'm going to sand, or I'll scrape off this rust, and I'll get these guys a fresh powder coat of black spray paint. So that's what I'm going to do right now, since it's not raining, and being that I live in the Pacific Northwest, it's time to clean up this. I want it to be rust proof. And oh, I see, another one of those cars. What's with the loud noisy car? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just make sure, before I clean this all up, is I'm going to make sure I have all the right parts. For example, my Quick Connect kit that I bought. So this hose is going to go here, as you can see, and this long black hose, I'm going to put a little feed that goes underneath this little area, and then I'm going to mount it right here. And the quick connection end will be on this side. So when I go to a campground, I just plug it in right there. And so my barbecue and my generator run off propane, and I can just plug in the Quick Connect to get fuel without having to bring an extra tank in the back of my car, which is the whole idea. And that's why I'm going with a dual system, because the capacity is 60 hours of fuel. That's plenty of fuel for a week. All right, I'll continue cleaning this up, and I'll bring you up to date in a few minutes. Bye. Okay, just to bring you up to date, I'm waiting on, whoop, there's Amazon now. Look at that. I'm looking for that one last part. That's all I need, and I can continue. All right, I'm back. Anyways, hey, check this out. So I installed the junction box for the meter. That's going to be for the battery. And then over here, I cleaned all the wires up, as you can see here. And then this is a pre-installation. This has nothing to do with me, or I would have brought it under. I can't cut these because they're part of the brake system, and to reconfigure them, it's not worth it. And the battery case will end here, so I don't really see a problem. I might tape those up just to keep them isolated. Otherwise, this assembly will come upward into the case, and that will be isolated right here. This will be the end of those, and then the new pipe for the gas will come out here, and I'll just run that lead and pop it through here, as you can see my finger, and then I'll silicone that off so it'll be watertight. I just got the propane part, so I can now put the T here and run the additional hose for the Quick Connect over here. And the base just showed up right now, and the old bracket head screws, they were already in there, so I went ahead and utilized those, and I'll put 2 new bolts in there. And so now I will have a dual propane system versus a single, along with all the other work I did. I'm pretty excited because it's really coming along now. It's amazing when you're waiting on parts what you have to get out. So far so good. I think it's going to turn out really nice. I'm really happy. So far so good. All right guys, I'll see. I'm going to probably quit it here today, being it's already 3:30 in the afternoon. I've been at it all day, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on tomorrow. See you then. Bye. All right, yeah, good morning, afternoon now. All right, I got some more work done this morning, so everything's going really smooth. I got it all cleaned up. I got the cables done. I am getting to the point where I can put the batteries on, but I just wanted to show you, I mounted my new dual propane tanks. Then I've checked for leaks and all the bubbles. I made bubble spray, and it's a solution of dish soap and water. It's equal parts, and then you spray all these pieces here, and you wait to see if you see any leaks, and I had none. So I've got it all tight. My Quick Connect is right here, my shut-off valve's right there, so it's good to go, and all the battery leads are ready to go. I just have to cut this one, a new end, and those are the 3 that'll hook up to the battery. And my new, so now I have a capacity indicator on here so that it can read my battery loads, so that I can give a full charge. Wow, how clean is that, huh? And then the original installation, I painted and made everything look pretty again. So now, here we go. I'll be back in a minute. Hey, all right guys, so let me show you what I got going now. I've got my voltage indicator right here, which is what I was really after the most in this setup. I've got my 2 6-volts now connected right here, so that the positive and the negative make it connected together, make it 12 volts when you do the positive and negative, and then the positive and the negative become the new connections. And I've got them through a network here. This network is so that I can have a kill switch, and that's going to be on the other side. I'm going to show you what that looks like right there. Okay, and then so the voltage meter will turn on if I turn this on. So I'm going to turn it on and see what happens here. Put it right there and turn it on, see if we get success. And I turned it on. Awesome. Perfect. All right, let it adjust. Just making sure. I got some stuff on in the trailer, so I will learn all about that when I get it hooked up and ready to go. So I cleaned up everything, and now I'm going to put on the top. I have a little bracket that I made to put a lock on this so nobody can steal it. Well, they're going to steal it if they want it. I painted this block here. This guy shuts here. Yeah, so it's waterproof as well. I'll put the tanks back on. And this project's done. So, wow, I can't get over this. Oh my, look at that, finished. So the only thing left is the cover, and that will be here Saturday. These are all on, ready to go, open. We have completed the installation of everything, so real clean. I'm very pleased. So far so good. The switch is nice. I can turn it off now, don't have to open up the batteries. The tanks are a total of 40 pounds instead of 20. That'll last a good while. I cleaned up the wiring, very clean now, nice, and looks like it should, you know. So that's my job. Oh, let's take a look here, see what we get for a reading. If you can see this, I'm gonna just pop that open. So I'm showing, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll try. Let me see if I can get there. There you go. So 12.73 amps. How cool is that, huh? And so I will learn more about that and read the manual, but I know everything is hooked up properly. This to me is just super. Now I can just connect my barbecue right up there, my generator right up to this. Boom, done deal. Pretty slick, pretty cool. Same with this, very clean. Now I'm gonna make a strap that goes just like this black one and put padlocks here, because those batteries aren't cheap. So just to keep the temptation away. If someone's gonna steal them, they're gonna steal them. But all brand new. So this, the way this works here, you start it here, and as this depletes, the arrow goes down and comes this way automatically. So it tells you how full you are over time, and as the gas depletes, this goes counterclockwise and switches to the other tank when this one's empty. Then you can turn this one off here and then unhook it, go get it filled, and then it goes back the other way. Pretty slick, huh? All right, I'm beat. Until that cover comes, I can't give you a final, so I will do that once I do get it, and then you'll see the completed system. Thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Cool. So I made these zinc bars for locks to lock the actual box of my battery. So it's not a, all it really is protection, you know, a deterrent. It's, if they're gonna get in there, they're gonna cut this with some kind of hacksaw and they can take the batteries. But you know, the way I look at it, it's just a deterrent. So I added this. I just bent the measurements of the case and I painted it for aesthetics black. That way, you know, it kind of blends with the box itself. And that's what I did. So I got two master locks that are the same key, so I don't have to have two separate keys at Home Depot. And then these guys, once this dries, I just spray painted the frames and then lock them up on my box. So that's the next step. I got some bad lighting, sorry about that, but at least I got this on film for you guys can see how I can keep everything nice and tidy. I wanted to bring you up to date. I made these two brackets for the locks, so underneath I can lock my batteries up. The batteries are expensive, so it's just a deterrent, and I just wanted to make it aesthetically, kind of with all the work I've done, I want it to look good. So I painted them, and they were zinc bars. That's all I used. I got the cases for the propane, and this lip right here, is not in line with how the case needs to sit. So what I've done is I've made a plan to move these forward about 2.5 inches, and that will be able to still fit perfectly without having anything touching, and those cases will then protect or keep these guys in a case. So everything will be black and matching. So everything turned out very well. I am currently charging, and that charge, after testing the system yesterday, is showing that right now I'm at 74.9. So 74.9% of my battery is charged. So it's taken about an hour and a half on Sure Power. So that's 120 volts connected, not at 220. The good news is that everything here that you see is finished and it's working.